South Shore Clean Cities awards grants in Spencer and Perry counties. Below normal temperatures will continue through the weekend. And WJTS Inform features Pat O'Keefe talking about the upcoming spring honor flight for veterans. These stories, sports, and WJTS Inform are coming up in the 18 WJTS News. Hello, this is the WJTS News. I'm Bill Potter. Dubois County Assessor Gail Grommelspacher reminds taxpayers who own, hold, possess, or control farm equipment or business equipment that the assessment date for personal property has been changed from March 1st to January 1st. Another change in the law allows taxpayers who have less than $20,000 in acquisition costs in the county to file an exemption so that no tax will be due. If a return was filed in 2015, the taxpayer will receive information in the mail concerning the changes. The exemption form is also available at www.duboiscounty.in.org. Under Forms, download. The deadline for filing the exemption form is May 16th. Failure to file the form on time will result in a $25 penalty per state law. If the taxpayer's acquisition costs are $20,000 or more in the county, the forms would be filed as usual. Those owning farm equipment are required to file personal property forms 102 and 104. Those owning business equipment are required to file personal property forms 103 and 104. If forms are not received in the mail, they are available from the county assessor online at www.in.gov/DLGF or on the Dubois County website at duboiscounty.in.org/forms. Again, the deadline for filing the assessment forms this year is May 16th. Failure to file a return by May 16th would result in a $25 penalty. In addition, if the return is not filed within 30 days after the return is due, a penalty of 20% of the taxes will be added. For more information, call Dubois County Assessor's Office at 812-481-7010. That's 812-481-7010. Officials with the town of Dale have lifted a boil advisory issued for customers of the town's water utility placed earlier this week. On Monday, town officials reported that a main water line was ruptured by a utility company, sending pressure within the water lines to a level that could permit the introduction of untreated water into the water mains, thus prompting the boil advisory. But it has now been lifted. A Lagodi-based company has been awarded a major contract from the U.S. Department of Defense. J&R Tool Incorporated will receive $7.2 million over 5 years to produce storage and shipping containers. The containers will be used to ship and store target site systems used on the Marine Corps' attack helicopter and multispectral targeting systems. The work is expected to be completed by February 20th, 2021. The Department of Defense says all the work will be performed in Lagodi. The Naval Surface Warfare Center crane is the contracting activity. Local authorities are looking to explain how a possible scam involving individuals purporting to be with the Indiana Department of Revenue confirms the identity information from every individual income tax return filed. Amanda Stanley of the State Department of Revenues says it appears the local complainant may have received an actual identity confirmation letter from the department. Stanley says since its inception in 2014, the department's identity protection program has stopped more than $100 million in fraudulent tax refund attempts. She says the goal of the program is not only to stop fraud, but to deter fraud in the state of Indiana. Stanley says some taxpayers will receive a letter from the department asking them to take the identity confirmation quiz. She says it's important that taxpayers who receive this letter confirm that the names and address information on the top of the letter matches an Indiana income tax return they recently submitted. If the information is not correct or the taxpayer did not file a tax return for the indicated year, he or she should not complete the identity confirmation quiz, but rather call the department at the number indicated on the letter. Taxpayers whose information is correct must complete the identity confirmation quiz. It contains 3 to 4 questions for which only the taxpayer would know the answer. Each taxpayer selected has 2 attempts to take the quiz via the department's secure website. After successful completion of the quiz, the taxpayer should receive his or her refund on time. That is, within 14 days if electronically filed, or within 12 weeks if filed by paper. Those who do not pass the quiz in 2 online attempts will be asked to contact the department at a special number where they have an additional chance to take it via telephone. Stanley says those selected to take the quiz are not suspected of committing identity theft. South Shore Clean Cities, a nonprofit organization sponsored through the U.S. Department of Energy program, announced the initial grant awards for a program aimed at improving air quality in Perry and Spencer counties. 5 awardees in Perry and Spencer counties received funds totaling just over $239,000 toward the implementation of a variety of diesel emission projects valued at more than $990,000. Grants were recently announced in Spencer County at the annual meeting of the Lincoln Land Economic Development Corporation and are part of what called Rockport Spencer County Cleaner Air through Diesel Emission Reductions. The initial round of grant funding is expected to reduce diesel emissions in the region by more than 1,200 pounds per year for the next 5 to 7 years, totaling more than 14,000 pounds. In addition, South Shore Cities, the administrator of the grant program, assisted 2 of the awardees in securing additional grant funds totaling just under $69,000 through the Indiana Office of Energy Development's propane school bus program and the Indiana Department of Environmental Management's Diesel Wise program. The grant program is the result of a settlement agreement between American Electric Power and a Citizens Oversight Committee, which includes the Citizens Action Coalition, Hoosier Environmental Council, Indiana Wildlife Federation, and the Sierra Club, along with Environmental Law and Policy Center. Stay tuned. Weather and sports with Inform. Stay tuned, that is. Weather and sports are coming up along with Inform, featuring Pat O'Keefe. He'll be talking about the upcoming Spring Vets Honor Flight. All still to come on 18 WJTS News.